Oh my gosh, tell me I did not have this booger on my nose the whole time. Oh my goodness. Do I have a boyfriend? I don't know what to tell you guys. I really don't like Christians. Have you ever been arrested? Am I in the center? I don't even know. I hope. Make sure the drip's in check.
Pretty young girl from Zambia, you know that she ain't with the drama. Light skin girl Osama, you know she the bomb, she cause trauma.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Hi, my name's Nyamba and I create YouTube content which you should subscribe to. Okay, so welcome to a new Q&A. I asked you guys to ask me questions on the gram, as I always do, and I will just answer said questions. And as you can tell from the title, I said I'm answering questions I've been avoiding. Not that I've been avoiding them per se, I'll just say I haven't been ready to talk about some things, so I will touch on some of them in this video. So if you're interested, keep on watching. Don't forget to thumbs this up, share it with somebody, and of course subscribe. Enjoy. Okay, so in no particular order, I'm just gonna scroll through them and answer as I go. And then also there's some that were kind of like the same topic slash question phrased differently, so I'll just answer it like once and keep it pushing. So yeah, first question is, the question was what's your best fear, but I guess they meant like what's your biggest fear. One of my biggest fears is death, just because it's like the fear of the unknown. So yeah. Why did you choose to study in the UK? Okay, so I chose to study in the UK just because I wanted to experience something different. I had been to the UK when I was younger before, but it's not like a place that I've lived. My options were like either go back to the US, go to SA, stay at home. Yeah, those are like my options, or come to England. Australia was there as well. I know I didn't go there because now I'm like, oh my god, I want to live in Aussie. But the UK for me was just a place that was different, and I was craving like change in my life to that extent where it's like I want to go somewhere I've never lived. Not never been, because I had been here, but never lived, and yeah, just experience new things. So that's why I chose to come here. Also, at some point in their lives, both my parents studied in the UK, so I was like, why not? What has been your favorite read so far? So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, shameless plug, follow me, then you don't see the books that I read. So basically this year I told myself I would read at least a book a month, but I've actually been doing so good. I think I've read like, so far I think I'm on my 4th book if I'm not mistaken. So that means I read 3 books in January, and now we're in February and I'm on my 1st book. So my favorite book so far, oh my gosh, that's actually hard because I feel like I've enjoyed every book I've read. I can't choose one, because the first book, I'll just highlight it for you guys. The first book I read this year was You Are a Badass, which was my 3rd time reading it because it's like my favorite self-help book ever. Second book I read was It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, and I haven't read fiction in so long, so that book was like perfect to get me back into fiction, and oh my god, you guys, it was so good. Third book I read, well, listened to, it was an audiobook, was Holier Than Thou by Jackie Hill Perry, is that her name? Yeah. That one was very like Christian and you know, that sort of thing. And I don't love audiobooks honestly, because I'd be drifting off, coming back, and I'm like, oh, I'm meant to be listening. So audiobooks aren't my faves. I feel like I would enjoy the book more if I had like a physical copy of it. And then now I'm reading Atomic Habits by James Clear, and oh my god, it's so good. So to be honest, I can't pick a fave, but I'll just say It Ends With Us just because I haven't read fiction in a while and it was a really good fiction book. Are you by any chance coming back home to Zambia? Of course I will be back home at some point, I just don't really know when, but you guys know me and how much I love home, so as soon as I'm able to come, even for a short while, I will be there. Not a question, I missed you, hope you're doing well, much love. Oh, I'm doing all right, thank you. Mwah. What secondary school did you attend? So basically, I started secondary school or high school in New York, and I attended Fiorello H. LaGuardia High School. Fun fact, Nicki Minaj went there too. And then in Zambia, I was at Leopards Hill Jesuit Secondary School, which is now called St. Ignatius College. What's your favorite sport? I want to say tennis. Yeah, I used to play tennis like competitively. I was actually having this conversation with someone recently. I really like tennis. Like, I used to want to be a tennis player as like a career once upon a time, and then I don't know what happened to that, but here I am as a journalist instead. But yeah, I think tennis. How far have you gone with reading the Bible this year? I gave up on day 3. Oh no, no, the year isn't over. Pick it back up. But how far I've gone, right now I'm in the book of Matthew, and once again, if you don't follow me on the gram, then you don't know that I have been reading the Bible. One of my goals this year is to read the Bible in its entirety. So a couple vlogs ago, I had ordered this devotional from Amazon. It's a 52-week like Bible plan basically. So it gives you verses each day to read through, and then it's like a guide basically in reading the Bible, because I couldn't possibly do it just sitting there with the Bible like this, reading on my own without some sort of guidance and stuff. So yeah, that book has really been helping me, and I'm proud of myself because I've actually like stuck to it. Whenever I miss a day, I make sure I catch up. So today I started week 6, and yeah, we're still in the book of Matthew. It doesn't go in like perfect order. It kind of like, it starts in Genesis, then we went to Exodus, and then after Exodus I think we jumped to Matthew, and then after Matthew I think it's Leviticus, if I'm not sure. The book's downstairs. But yeah, my Bible reading is going so well. I recommend you get like a guide to kind of help you. I know that the YouVersion Bible app has Bible plans to like read the entire Bible in a year, so kind of like what I have in the physical copy, they have like digital, so you can just download that and yeah, just keep up with it. Honestly, it's a mindset. Like, if you tell yourself I'm gonna do this, you're gonna do it. And something that's also helped me is on days when I just don't feel like reading it, I will listen to the audio on the YouVersion Bible app, so I'm like reading along and listening as well. Another resource I can give is the Bible Project YouTube channel. It basically summarizes the books of the Bible, so after you read the book or before you read it, whatever, it could just help you understand it better. So in short, it's going good. How are you doing now? Have things started falling into place? I would say I'm at a good place right now. I'm just being very intentional about like my happiness and just like thinking positively and all of that, because I read this quote, I think even today I read this quote that's like, you can't wait for bad times to be over in order for you to be happy, because then you'll always be like chasing happiness and you'll never achieve it or attain it, because you're always waiting for something. Oh, when I do this then I'll be happy, or when this comes my way then I'll be happy. But like, okay, why can't you be happy now, you know? So yeah, I'm just being very intentional about just, you know, staying positive basically. Have things started falling into place? Kinda, sorta, I guess, to some extent, but I'm still just trusting God and going with the flow. Not a question, but I love you so much, girl. Keep on being great. Thank you so much. I love you too. And then there were loads of questions about like, why did you leave Zambia? Like, you never really gave us a reason as to why you left, what you're doing in the UK, yada yada. So yeah, that's one of the questions I haven't particularly been avoiding. I just haven't been ready to speak about because I don't know what to tell you guys. So in short, I came back to further my career, I should say. Yeah, that's like as simply put as I can put it. But yeah, ultimately, I'm still in this season, you guys. Do you know what happens when God is just like, trust me? You don't really have a vision for where you're going, but he just says, trust me, and like, trust that I have a plan for you, a plan to prosper you and not to harm you, a plan to give you hope and a future, and you just have to go with it. that's where I am right now. Because there were many why did you go back to the UK questions. This one's a bit different. It's have you permanently relocated to the UK? Asking because I intend to do so soon. And how's it so far? No, I have not permanently relocated to the UK. I'm just temporarily here unless God's plan is for it to be permanent. But he knows better than to do that to me because this place, no. But honestly, like, I don't know how to put it. It's a nice place. When I was here for uni, I didn't hate it because like I wanted to come here, you know what I mean? But it's just this season where it's like I didn't want to be here at this time in my life. So that's why I feel like I have more negative connotations or feelings towards it. It's not a terrible country at all. The people are lovely. Like, the only thing that I really don't like about this place is the weather. You guys, the weather is trash in this UK. Like, for it I can't even begin to explain how crap the weather is. Like, we'll have no sun for 2 weeks straight. I'm not even exaggerating. And that'll be like the middle of winter when it gets dark at like 2-3 p.m. and then there's just no light. Like, it's just cloudy all day and then it gets dark and then rinse and repeat for 2 weeks straight. It honestly messes with your mood, and that's what I really don't like about it the most. But in terms of everything else, like, it's good. I don't hate it, honestly. Like, I don't hate it. It's just the fact that I don't want to be here right this moment that makes everything just like, you know, when you're in a bad mood already and then the loop of your jean gets stuck on a door handle, now you're like, everything, kind of like that. Why don't you answer some fans' DMs? You guys, if you saw my DMs, you would understand why I had to hire my sister to help me with my DMs once upon a time, because child, it's hectic in there, okay? But I do try my best to answer as many as possible, as often as I can. Sometimes it's like you text once and it's gonna go down, so if you don't text again or reply to a story of mine or react to a story of mine, it won't pop back up, and it's a lot of work to scroll all the way down sometimes. So yeah, that's why I don't answer. I'm only one person. I have 1,000,001 things to do almost every day, so being on social media isn't really like a priority like that. But I do appreciate when you guys send me messages and stuff, and I always try my best to reply. How do you feel about turning 24 this year? You guys, I feel old because like that's a grown people's age, okay? Like, how am I 24? That's crazy. That's so crazy to think about. But ultimately, I'm just excited in that, like, it's obviously another year that God would have granted me by that time, and another year to just grow older and wiser and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm excited, but like it's kind of scary because it's like the older I get, the closer I'm getting to my 30s, and it's like not me being 30. What advice would you give to a 20-year-old girl who is confused about what to do and what not to do? So this is kind of like a very generic question, because it's like what to do in terms of what, or what not to do in terms of what, like in career, in love, in life. Like, what would I tell my 20-year-old self? I would say don't take life too seriously. Like, you're still young, have fun, but also don't f up your future. Basically, 20 is like, I don't want to say a pinnacle, but now like when you hit 20, you're officially in your 20s, and these are really like crucial years in just how, like, crucial years in the trajectory of your future. Like, every year obviously counts, but like when you're in your 20s, you're like, oh crap, like I'm an adult now. Like, what I do now really does have an impact on how my life can go, you know? So just be careful, I should say, in anything you decide to do. Pray about it. Make sure you have good people around you who can, yeah, give you advice, help you out, help you navigate that time of your life. Why don't you come back to Zambia? Because you seem unhappy. Basically, I just have to stick it out. That's what I can say. I still have some things that I need to do while I'm here. One of those things that I just didn't mention anywhere at all, even though it's like quite big news, is that I got an internship in London, and it's a paid internship, so that's later on this year in some months time. You guys will definitely see all that. Like, yeah, I'll probably talk about it more closer to when it's gonna be. So I need to get that done, and it's for 2 months. That needs to happen before I can think of moving back home. Another thing is that I need to graduate. Yeah, I haven't had my graduation yet, even though I finished school last year. So yeah, my graduation is in May, so that needs to happen as well. It kind of wouldn't make sense for me to go back home like now or something when my graduation is in May. So at least let me graduate, let me do my internship, then I can think about going back home. Otherwise I would be on the next. Okay, so the camera just stopped recording right there. Anyway, when are we seeing your graduation pictures? When I have a graduation. How do your parents feel about your tattoos? I have some too, and they're against it. Honestly, I don't know how they feel. I've never asked, but they're probably just like, whatever. Like, my mom always says, it's your life, do what you want. So I remember last year I wanted to get tatted for my birthday. Why didn't I? I don't remember why I didn't do it, but I told her, I was like, oh, I want to get this tatted for my birthday. She's like, why? And I was like, just because I want to. And then she's like, okay. Like, she's kind of like at that point where it's just like, whatever, you know. I'm sure they don't love it, because like, why would you ruin your body? But like, at this point it's whatever. I don't feel the need to like hide my tattoos from them. So inspiration behind your tattoos. Basically, this one was my first one, and the inspo behind this, it says c'est la vie. C'est la vie, and that means that's life in French. And the time I got it, I felt like I had just been through a lot. Like, I dealt with a lot of just mental health issues, and I was just going through it. So I got that tatted to remind me that that's life, and like, this too shall pass type of thing. And I have one on my finger right here. I got this one. This is the most recent one I got, and I need to get it redone. But this one just says blessed, because I'm blessed, okay? I have one on my other finger over here that says God is greater than the highs and the lows. Self-explanatory. I have another one that's just like a moon. Honestly, I got that because it was just cute. Which other one? I think that's all. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's all, I think. I will film like a tattoo tour type of thing when I get a couple more. Sorry, mom. Best places to shop in the UK. Definitely Primark. You guys know me and my love for Primark. But the places where I shop the most, I should say Primark, Pretty Little Thing, Zara, H&M. I want to add one more, but I feel like that's pretty much where I shop. Like, once in a blue moon I'll shop from like I Saw It First as well, but in person it's usually Primark, H&M, Zara. Once in a while as well, Topshop. Who's your go-to when you feel down? My man. He's the first one I usually text. If not him, then I'll talk to like my sister or whoever's closest to me. Sometimes it's Musha, so yeah, I'll just be like, I don't feel good. But then poor thing, like, she's had to deal with me complaining about a crap ton of things, so usually it's my man. Do you still get paid from YouTube with Zambians not being able to view ads? Yes, I do, because obviously my viewership isn't just Zambia, so I still do get paid. And also with viewers in Zambia who watch with a VPN, I appreciate y'all. You're helping a girl secure the bag. How do you know when it's time to let go of someone or something? Basically, when they're just not serving you anymore. Like, they're not making you happy, they're not contributing to your wellness, they're not contributing to your career, they're not contributing to your bank account. Let them go. But ultimately, it's just when they're not serving you. Like, you've done your time, now it's time to go. This is such a random question, but like, where do you congregate? So like, I guess what denomination I belong to, not exactly the specific church I go to, but I'm Catholic. I wouldn't say I was born and raised Catholic, but kind of I was born and raised Catholic. Basically, my mom's Catholic, my dad's Baptist, but we grew up mostly in the Catholic church and we were baptized in the Catholic church. So yeah, I'm Catholic, but I'm I'm not one of those like staunch Catholics where it's like I can only go to the Catholic church. No, I go to any church where I feel comfortable, so I've never had an issue with that. I can go to a Pentecostal church that I feel comfortable in. I can go to an Anglican church that I feel comfortable in. I can go to a Catholic church that I feel comfortable in. I like this one. How do you find balance between being a Christian and also just living life without all these religious rules? One thing I always say is how I really don't like Christians. Even though I am a Christian myself. And my reason for saying that is the fact that I don't like the Christians who are like holier than thou, the ones who literally go against Christianity, the ones who make people hate Jesus because they're supposed to be a representation of Jesus on earth and they're just doing it horribly. So those are the type of Christians I'm just like, I don't like you, okay? And then you can say it's very unchristian of me to not like my brother and sister or whatever, but it's like those Christians just irk me so much because they're the type who are like, no, you're showing too much skin, women of God shouldn't do that, no, you're cussing too much, da, 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 da. No, you're doing, like, they're the ones who are always like pointing out what everyone else is doing without checking themselves. You're talking about, oh, you're cussing too much, but then on this side you're sleeping with someone's husband. How Christian is that? This side you're talking about, oh no, you're showing too much skin. This side you're still gossiping. Like, Christians are so annoying. Back to how do I find balance? I just focus on myself first of all and focus on my relationship with God because that's all that matters. A mere human isn't the one who's gonna judge me at the end of the day. It's between me and my God. I know that in the Garden of Eden they damn were nothing, so if I pose in a bikini, don't say to me. I know that Jesus didn't turn the water into Fanta, he turned it into wine and people drank and ate, so don't say Jack to me when you see me drinking. Like honestly, it's between me and my God. I just don't care what anyone else says. And obviously there's certain things that are like, if I want to cuss someone out, I'd be like, Holy Spirit, activate.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Because that's not very Christian of me to do. Otherwise, yeah, I just focus on the relationship I have with God, what I feel comfortable with doing and what I don't feel comfortable with doing. At the end of the day, I know that I identify as a Christian and there's certain things that are of the world that I will participate in, but it's up to me to differentiate, you know what I mean? It's just like, what am I comfortable with? What am I not comfortable with? Not really what are people judging me on, you know what I mean? That's why I always say, like, have a personal relationship with God, because that way you are the one who's gonna be able to tell good from bad. I hope that answers the question. How do you manage to not care what people think? I literally just do that. I don't care what people think. There was actually another question that asked, do you consider yourself to be like really confident? And this one, they kind of go hand in hand. Number one, I've definitely come a long way with my confidence, especially like with this platform. It's helped me, you know, have like a backbone type of thing and not let little opinions and random comments and stuff get to me, even though I am blessed enough to really not receive that much hate and stuff. But people just always have something to say, whether you're doing good or you're doing bad. So I would say my confidence has come a long way. Would I consider myself the most confident person out there? Definitely not. I still have ways to go, and I don't even think there's people out there who are super confident that they don't have times or days when they just don't feel as confident. Don't quote me on that, but I just think it's human nature, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I am a bad bitch, but like, do I feel like a bad bitch every day? Absolutely not. And how do I just stop caring? Like, I just block the noise out. It's like, I do listen to people and that I like to get like constructive criticism and all of that. That's why sometimes I'll even ask you guys like, oh, what videos do you want to see more of? What videos do you want to see less of? Because I'm always trying to, like, you know, I don't know, perfect my content or whatever, even though perfection is impossible. Anyway, I digress. But I really just don't give a because people would talk whether you're doing good or you're doing bad. period. Best way to take a career risk, for example, choosing a path that's not common in your home country. I stand by do more of what makes you happy. I told my parents when I was, you know, applying to uni and stuff, like, if you send me to do something I don't want to do, I'ma quit. I literally put it plain and simple like that. Obviously not everyone has like the privilege of being able to say that, and at the end of the day you kind of need to decide for yourself or weigh out the pros and cons for each course you decide to take on, or, you know, like, think of, when I'm done with this course, will I be able to find a job? If I don't want a job, will I be able to start a business? If I don't want a business, what can I do with this degree, or how will this impact me or help me in the future? For me, I chose to do something media related because it's something I love. Like, I love media. What I do here on YouTube, it's all part of media, right? So I knew that even if I took film and photography or whatever other course in media studies, basically, it would ultimately benefit me in terms of what I already do, which is YouTube. So yeah, take like a calculated risk, I should say. Like, with my field, the pay in Zambia is not that great, but that didn't faze me because it's like, I don't really even want to work for someone, but I know I have to work for someone while I work for myself full time. Yeah, just weigh out your pros and cons, really. Take a calculated risk. I'm not gonna ask anything, but you really inspire me. Oh, that's so sweet. Well, speaking of inspiration, who's your greatest inspiration? Honestly, I don't have one specific person who I look up to and I'm like, oh my god, I want to be like you. Basically, to me, my inspirations are any women just flourishing in their specific career path or field. I stand, whether that's flourishing in law, flourishing in accounts, flourishing on YouTube, flourishing in business. Like, I have different people I look up to in different sectors of life, and they're not even doing anything close to what I'm doing, but I'm just like, I look up to you. Like, you're doing amazing, sweetie. Have you ever been arrested? No, and I don't plan on. What the heck? No. Have you and Kay ever had a huge fight, like physical? Yeah, we used to fight physically as kids, like a lot. And now that we're older, it's more just verbal, but we used to literally physically fight. The secret to stopping inconsistency in every aspect of your life. That one's a hard one because human nature is you're gonna be on track for some time and then you're gonna fall off track, then you need to get back on track. But I would say just being intentional. I said this earlier and I was talking about emotions, but just being intentional with like your habits and stuff. I recommend that you read the book I'm currently reading, Atomic Habits by James Clear, and I think I'll put a few more like self-help books that I would recommend. And I read this last night in Atomic Habits. He was talking about how most of the time we spend our time like planning and not acting, like being in motion but not taking action. So being in motion is like writing to-do lists, writing that we should go to the gym, we should eat healthier, we should sleep earlier, all this stuff, but we never actually implement it. So we feel like we're taking action by being in motion, which is like the planning stage, but we're not actually taking the action. So yeah, that's where like inconsistency comes in. And he said, if you want to master a habit, the key is to start with repetition, not perfection. Habits form based on frequency and not time. Focus on taking action, not being in motion. So yeah, I wouldn't say there's a secret to stopping inconsistency in every aspect of your life, but just be intentional about it. And yeah, definitely just continue learning more, reading more, because all these books I read are what help me kind of like stay on track. And then for the question that I get so often and got so many times in this question sticker is, are you single? Are you dating? Are you still dating? What does your man do for a living? Where did you meet? What else? That was another one. Oh, how does it feel to be doing long distance again? Yada yada yada. First of all, who told y'all I'm dating? I'm single. I'm joking. joking. But basically, to answer y'all's question, I'm not very single, but I'm single, but I'm not ready to mingle. That answers the question, right? Do I have a boyfriend? That's for me to know and y'all to find out. What does he do for a living and where did I find him? Not even where did you meet, where did you find him? What he does for a living isn't my business to put on the internet. Where did I find him? Yeah, so basically this is like my crush we're talking about. We met at a friend's barbecue. Not even a mutual friend, it was like his friend. How it happened was just crazy. At that moment, I believed the fact that you could literally meet your boyfriend or whatever literally anywhere in life, because I wasn't that interested in going for this barbecue, but I ended up meeting him there. And when we met, it wasn't even like, oh, I'm digging you, you know what I mean, like right off the bat. It wasn't even that. I went home that night not even thinking anything of it. Like, he wasn't the only person I talked to as well at that get together. So yeah, and then ciao. Another thing is the fact that my life is so public, I should say. Like, I share quite a great deal with you guys. Obviously, I don't share everything, but for once, I think I want my love life like not on social media like that. Sometimes I post him on my stories or whatever, but you just won't see him like that anytime soon. But I could wake up tomorrow and be like, I'm gonna post him. Like, it can happen, but for now, that's my little piece of, like, I don't know, the little piece that I have to myself, you know what I mean? My love life is not gonna be on the internet anytime soon, period. How to deal with depression when it gets to a suicidal point. The African in me says pray, but the realist in me says get help. Go to a doctor. If you can afford therapy, definitely pay for therapy. It will help you a great deal. If you can get on antidepressants, get on that, but I say seek medical help, because depression isn't anything to mess around with. It's a serious and sensitive topic. It shouldn't be a taboo, and if you need the help, definitely talk to someone who will understand. It doesn't have to be your parents. If you think, oh my gosh, my parents are so judgmental, like they won't understand me, they'll just tell me to pray, or that I have mental issues, then go to someone you trust and tell them that you're struggling with your mental health and that you need help, and then you can hopefully, you know, get into therapy and stuff. It will help you a great deal. For me, there's a time, I want to say, I don't know if it was last year or late 2020, when I literally just spoke to my dad and told him I needed him to pay for therapy because I was not okay. Like, it got to that point where I was just like, I can't keep this to myself. So yeah, I hope you have someone who you can talk to and hopefully get the help. Don't be ashamed of going to therapy. We all need it. And the final question is, what do you appreciate the most in your life? Love you. I love you too. I appreciate the fact that I have people who love me and support me. I appreciate the fact that God continues to just be with me and strengthen me and hold my hand through this season. I appreciate the fact that I have a roof over my head. I appreciate the fact that I get to create content and do what I love so often. I appreciate just like everything. I literally feel so blessed in my life, even though I'm going through this season or whatever. It's like, it's necessary, because it's like, oh, it's building character, it's building faith, it's pruning me into being the person that God wants me to be. And yeah, I'm super blessed and fortunate, and I appreciate literally every good and I guess bad thing that comes my way, because I guess it's for a reason. So yeah. All right, y'all, that's it. This is probably quite a long video. I have no idea how long it is, but I've been recording for a while. But I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments your favorite store to shop at. I want to know. Obviously, it doesn't have to be in the UK. It could be in Zambia. It could be in Dubai. I don't know, wherever. Just let me know where you like to shop. Fun fact, it's actually a dress what I'm wearing. I thrifted this. I actually included it in a vlog my essay vlog, but this is the second time I'm wearing it, and it's such a cute dress. It's not everyday Primark or Zara or whatever. This is a Forever 21 dress that I thrifted in Lusaka. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I definitely enjoyed filming it for you, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.